Good day mga kababayan, muli tayong nagbabalik. Meron na naman tayong isang magandang balita at kinaabangan din po ng ating mga kababayan, lalong-lalo na ang mga unit team supporters mga kababayan. So eto na, talagang ito yung ating inaabangan na mula nang maupo ang ating mahal na Pangulong si Bongbong Marcos ay wala pang nababalita na magkakaroon siya ng mga state visit sa kalapit na bansa mga kababayan. So ito po ang kauna-unahang state visit ng ating mahal na Pangulo sa ating mga karatig bansa mga kababayan. At ang kanyang destinasyon ay ang bansang Indonesia at ang bansang Singapore mga kababayan. So ngayon mga kababayan, sasabihin ko po sa inyo kung anong date po ang ating mahal na Pangulo na nandiyan. Alam naman natin sa Indonesia at Singapore marami po tayong mga kababayang Pilipino at isa na rin sa sumuporta itong nakaraang halalang 2022 mga kababayan, no? For sure marami po tayong mga overseas Filipino workers o OFW mga kababayan na nagkaisa para bumoto at suportahan ang ating mahal na Pangulong si Bongbong Marcos. So ang nakakatuwa dito mga kababayan, isa itong pagkakataon na makita nyo at masilayan at kumbaga kung swiswertehin, baka makamayan nyo pa at makapagpa-picture taking pa kayo mga kababayan. So syempre, bago natin simulan at panoorin ang kanyang huling talumpati, speech niya po, no, dito sa Pilipinas bago siya tumulak ng Indonesia mga kababayan, kung hindi ka pa po nakapag-subscribe sa ating YouTube channel, please subscribe. Pahit na rin po ng notification bell para updated po kayo sa lahat ng ating mga bagong upload. So ayan mga kababayan, no. So syempre, bukod dyan, talagang nakakatuwa dahil bilang isang Pilipino at supporters 100%, no, tayo ang tinatawag na loyalista sa bagong henerasyon kasi yung mga nung papa niya ni late Ferdinand Marcos, syempre mga senior citizen na po sila ngayon. So kumbaga yung mga bagong usbong, no, yung mga bagong kaya nang bumoto at mga kahit hindi pa nga po botante, talagang 100% supporters na po ng Marcos, no mga kababayan. So syempre hindi ko na patatagalin sa ating mga kababayan sa Indonesia, no. Ang state visit po ng ating mahal na Pangulong si Bongbong Marcos ay magsisimula po ngayong September 4 hanggang September 6 mga kababayan, no? Palakpakan natin syempre para yan. So syempre mga kababayan, pagkatapos niya ng state visit niya doon sa Indonesia, may mga mahalaga siyang gagawin doon sa Indonesia kung saan makakausap niya po yung presidente doon mga kababayan. At pagkatapos niya po doon pumunta, no, ang sunod niyang state visit ay sa Singapore mula September 6 hanggang September 7 mga kababayan. Kaya yung mga kababayan natin abroad na nagtatrabaho, no, dyan sa Singapore, abangan niyo po ang ating mahal na Pangulo, nandiyan po sa inyo sa September 6 hanggang September 7 po siya dyan. At sinabi niya rin po dito sa mapapanood nating video na may time, mayroon po talaga naka-schedule para ma-meet po yung ating mga kababayan dyan sa Indonesia at Singapore. Kaya wag po kayong mag-alala. Antabayanan nyo lang po siguro. Alam nyo naman ang mga marites mabilis yan kumalat, no? Kumbaga abangan nyo na lang at for sure po mayroon po talagang schedule para maharap po at mabisita yung ating mga kababayan. So syempre hindi na po natin patatagalin mga kababayan. Ang video ng ating mapapanood galing po ito sa RTV Malacanang mga kababayan, kung saan yun ang number 1 media po na nakatut, no, sa ating mahal na presidenteng si Bongbong Marcos. So eto na mga kababayan.
Good morning everyone. Please take your seat. I'd like to greet of course Vice President Sara Duterte, House Speaker Martin Romualdez, members of the cabinet, Representative Antonio Calix, is he here? Oh, there. Hindi kita nakita. I'm sorry. The AFP Chief of Staff, Lieutenant Bartolome Vicente Bacaro, and the other major service commanders, Pasay City Mayor Imelda Calixto Rubiano, of course, our First Lady, Luis Araneta Marcos, our newly minted congressman from the 1st District of Ilocos Norte, Sandro Marcos, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today I embark upon what I anticipate to be the first of a series of trips that I will be undertaking to our friends, our partners, our allies around the world. And this is to once again put the Philippines in a position where we have strong alliances and strong partnerships which are necessary for us to come out of the post-pandemic economy. So I leave to undertake my first state visit to our immediate neighbors, Indonesia and Singapore. In other words, ako'y mga ngapitbahay para sa ating bansa at para sa ating ekonomiya. I go from here, from Manila to Jakarta, upon the invitation of President Joko Widodo for a state visit from the 4th to the 6th of September. Indonesia has been our ally and one of our closest bilateral partners for the past 7 decades. And beyond that, the cultural ties and the geographical affinities that we enjoy have always been part of our relationship with Indonesia. We will reaffirm our ties with fellow archipelagic nations and ASEAN co-founder, Indonesia, with whom we share an extensive maritime border in the south of the Philippines. During my visit, the President Widodo and I will be meeting for the first time and will be discussing the current state and the future as we see it of the bilateral relationship between the Philippines and Indonesia and the changing global geopolitical environment. We will also witness the signing of several agreements between our two countries, covering important areas of cooperation. These are agreements on defense and security, on the creative economy, the culture, and our foreign ministers look forward to signing the Philippines-Indonesia Plan of Action for the next 5 years, which commits our two countries to projects and activities covering the full range of our bilateral ties. Beyond that, we will also be seeking the partnership and the help of our friends in Indonesia, from the President and for our friends in Indonesia for investment in the areas where we see that they can be of assistance, especially in the critical areas as we have identified them in agriculture and in energy. Likewise, upon the invitation of President Halima Yacob, I shall undertake a state visit to Singapore from the 6th to the 7th of September. Singapore is home to 200,000 Filipinos, and as ever, they make us proud for their contribution to the economies of Singapore and the Philippines. I shall meet both President Halima Yacob and Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong to renew our commitment to deepen bilateral relations, explore options for advancing our economic ties, as well as discuss regional and global issues. Prime Minister Lee and I will also witness the signing of several agreements. Singapore has become the Philippines' top trading partner in ASEAN and the top source of approved investments in 2021. Our economic cooperation with Singapore has grown by leaps and bounds for the past half century, and more opportunities are just waiting to be tapped by both sides. My state visits to our ASEAN neighbors will seek to harness the potentials of our vibrant trade and investment relations. As such, An economic briefing, business forums, and meetings have been organized to proactively create and attract more investments and buyers for our exports in order to accelerate the post-pandemic growth of our economy. I expect that we will be coming back with a harvest of business deals to be signed in my state visits that will further strengthen our economic ties with both Indonesia and Singapore. These are all these initiatives that we will undertake on these state visits are very much in line with all of the priority areas that we have identified: the agricultural sector, the guarantee of food supply, the guarantee of prices, food prices that are affordable to ordinary Filipinos, the long-term plans that we have for energy, the long-term plans that we have for our emergence into the new global economy. We have a full set of meetings and much work to accomplish during this trip, but it will not be complete without meeting our kababayans in Indonesia and Singapore. And I look forward to sharing with them our commitment and plans for enhancing the government's efforts to protect the rights and ensure the welfare of our overseas Filipinos. And I convey my appreciation for their support and valuable contributions to our country. And beyond that, we must thank Singapore and Indonesia for the way that they have welcomed and allowed to assimilate our Filipino nationals into their society, into their economy, and into their daily lives. We are always so proud of them, and we are glad to see that our neighbors, where our Filipino nationals work and strive, also appreciate them for what they do. Maraming salamat po. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat.
So, ayan po mga kababayan, no, yan yung speech po ng ating mahal na Pangulo at aantabayanan po natin yung mga updates doon sa mga bansang pinanggalingan niya. Unang-una ang Indonesia at ang susunod ay Singapore. So, magiging updated po tayo. Titingnan natin yung ating kakayahan para at least maipaabot po natin agad sa inyo, sa ating mga kababayan, ang update po sa ating mahal na Pangulo sa kanyang kauna-unahang state visit sa ating mga karatig bansa dito sa Asia. Thank you very much sa mga kababayan, at kung nasan man kayo ngayon, lagi po kayong mag-ingat dahil maulan po ang panahon. Kung lalabas ng bahay, ugaliing magdala ng panangga sa ulan upang maiwasan ang sakit. Maraming salamat po.